Hi, it's Jeff.
And Denise from MouseSteps.com.
And this is episode number 417.
417.
Of Mouse Steps Weekly.
Sponsored by MEI Travel and Mouse Fan Travel. Check out MEI and Mouse Fan Travel. There's so many changes that have happened, including we're talking about Disney Genie and Disney Genie Plus this week. And so many other things that have, happened over the last year and a half. If you're looking to book a trip to Walt Disney World especially, they can really help you out.
Now, speaking of Genie Plus, we had a chance to test that as well as Disney Genie. Here we are, actually the very first day that was offered here at the Magic Kingdom.
And this was right after we did our last show. I have been recovering from 2 sprained ankles, and I can walk. I was walking like 1 mile an hour.
You were very slow this day.
I was very slow. I couldn't really do too many rides because my feet still aren't flexible enough. So Jeff did mostly the rides, and I did photos and such.
So I will let you kind of set up how you actually paid for the Disney Genie. I was able to get it free with my D23.
Right. So I paid for it online. I think it's $15.98, like $15 plus tax. I didn't think it was going to be quite as busy as it was because it's a first day, and usually the first day is not of this type of thing is not as busy. But it was pretty. It was pretty. We made reservations for Haunted Mansion here.
It's 7:16 in the morning. You've already paid for the Disney Genie Plus. Disney Genie itself is free. And as we were driving into the Magic Kingdom, we made our first selection. And we're going to see that next. And I think you chose the Haunted Mansion.
Well, we chose the Haunted... Right, we chose the Haunted Mansion.
10:15.
Right, and that was like 2 hours away.
Yeah, you could see it was 8:35 when we made that.
And a lot later than I expected for that one, even though it has a low wait time. We ended up dining over at the Polynesian Resort. We had
nice
breakfast there,
mm-hmm.
Yes. And so we were, kind of making our way slowly over to the kingdom.
So here we could see for the standby line, it was a 35-minute wait. That's a pretty long wait. As you could see, it wraps all the way around the Haunted Mansion there in the Rivers of America.
And part of the reason it's long is because now you have
Lightning
Disney,
Lane, right?
Right. Well, yeah. I mean, you have Disney Genie Plus, so it means that a certain amount of guests now are coming, just like FastPass. Mm-hmm. So that standby wait is going to be longer now than it has been.
So you tap in with your Magic Band or your card or whatever you have, or your phone, and as you walk into the line, certain attractions you have to tap in twice, including the Haunted Mansion. And if it's an attraction that you have to tap in twice, as soon as you do that second tap, you can make your next reservation. So that's very helpful if you're really trying to stay ahead and get a bunch of rides in.
And this is like Max Pass at Disneyland. The one difference is it's really locals using Max Pass mostly at Disneyland, right? And here, every day you're going to have new people learning and figuring out how to use it. Oh, and next was Peter Pan, and I did do this one.
So this was at about 11 o'clock, 10:59, and you had Peter Pan here, but it was a 65-minute standby, so we couldn't get on that until 12:35. So we had a little time on our hands, hence we slowly made our way over to the People Mover.
Very slowly. Not long after I took a big break big break over at Starbucks. So I really love the People Mover. This is my favorite thing in the Magic Kingdom. Fortunately, it doesn't have any lightning lane. You just get in line and then you go ride. And
I'm going to correct you. You did not go to Starbucks between this.
No, I know. I said
Starbucks
not
later.
Long later.
Yes.
After Peter Pan, I went straight for Starbucks. So here you can see Tron. Tron is, and also Walt Disney World Railroad was pushed into 2022 at least.
I saw that just
year.
Today. Yeah.
Yes. So I mean, there's still a lot that needs to be done before we see the railroad. I don't know if that's going to be 2022 or 2023 at this point.
Yeah, you could see where the track, probably right there, the track will be, but there's no sign of any track being put in as of yet.
Well, I mean, I think they were putting like a tunnel or something. I actually don't really understand everything that's going on as far as how the railroad's going to work.
Right.
But they're working on, I think around this area has to do with the railroad. Mm-hmm. And it doesn't look like it's nearing any completion. So I'm thinking it's going to be quite some time. And I miss that. It's been like since 2018 since the railroad has been running.
So after that, we decided to go to the hub. We were going to take some pictures, and we'll show you the pictures later. We have a whole segment about all the special lenses that you can get with Genie Plus.
And they last for what, 45 days supposedly, but only if you're in certain states. Maybe you don't. get
well,
them. I don't know.
You certainly can't take the castle picture if you're not in front of the castle.
Right, but I mean, as far as I don't know what it is like to be in another state, whether you can utilize, I think you can't utilize some of them. Right, the castle is in front of the castle. I wish they had the same for all, Epcot and the other parks as well.
So we're just taking a look at Mickey's Celebration Cavalcade here. This was the new cavalcade for the 50th anniversary. I had a great spot. I just happened again. I was in the right place here at the right time, and it was a beautiful sunny day.
And when I knew that I couldn't really do rides so much on this day, I was really fortunate. This was a big day out for me. I went to the doctor, got checked out. So I did, took pictures with the lenses, where you'd have and we'll probably show that,
We're going to show that fully.
The 25th anniversary castle behind Mickey.
Behind this, as I'm recording the cavalcade, you're taking very creative and awesome pictures, and we're going to show that later.
And it wasn't, the thing is, it takes a while for it to, you can really take one picture of a float, and then you have to wait for it to,
populate.
Yes, and then you can take maybe another picture of the next float. You can't take a ton of pictures with the system, with the lenses.
And we'll show what we mean by that, but it turns the castle into the castle cake from the 25th anniversary.
Or there's 3 other lenses
construction
also. Yes, construction or 1971 or current day with sort of a fireworks look to it.
So it was finally time to go on to our Peter Pan ride. This was the last ride you did of the day. Here we are checking in with the magic bands.
Yeah, again, 1 mile an hour probably, and 20,000 steps. It was a very long day, but I was glad to get on a few things.
And you could see it's just like the old Fast Pass, and as you mentioned, very similar to Max Pass that we experienced at Disneyland. And again, you have to tap in twice, and as soon as you do right now, you can make that next reservation.
Yes, but you want to enjoy the ride.
I'm not saying do it now because you're on so fast here.
Right,
we didn't do it then.
I mean, there's probably people who are like, "Oh, I'm on the ride, so now I'll make my next reservation." But
enjoy the ride.
Enjoy the ride, and I enjoy Peter Pan. Hopefully in a few weeks we'll be on Peter Pan at Disneyland Paris as well.
So after we got off the ride, we did Buzz Lightyear Space Ranger. Well, you made the reservation for us. As you could see, it was still a party of 2, but you went to Starbucks. You had enough walking. I went over there to the Lightning Lane and experienced this. I'm going to talk about how I was able to do quite a few rides back to back. They weren't all e-ticket rides, but I was able to, boom, 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 which was actually kind of fun to keep moving, keep riding.
Were any of them e-ticket rides?
Yes.
Maybe not. Okay.
Yes. Pirates of the Caribbean.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about
e-ticket.
And also, you see Lightning Lane, but when I mention Lightning Lane attractions, I'm just going to be talking about something like Space Mountain or Seven Dwarfs Mine Train. Those are attractions that cost even more.
Individually.
They're not included with your $15.98.
Yeah, Disney Genie Plus includes all of the, let's call them Fast Pass Lightning Lane admission rides. But then there are 2 rides at every park. Those are the big rides, of course.
Fast Pass is gone. There's no Fast Pass. But it is similar to Max Pass at Disneyland, which actually was a fantastic. We loved Max Pass. We had it on our annual pass.
It was great. With Max Pass, it included every single ride. And in this case, as you had mentioned, Space Mountain and
Seven Dwarfs
Mine Train, we would have to pay per ride on those, and only one per day.
Same with Ratatouille and Frozen at Epcot.
I should mention also with Disney Genie Plus, it's one attraction.
Only one at all.
Correct. So you can only do Buzz Lightyear once during that day unless you want to wait and stand by.
And that is unlike Max Pass. Max Pass is whatever you want to do.
Next, I did the Dumbo, the flying elephant, and I had that right at 1:30. It was 1:30 when I made the reservation, just about, so I was able to walk over there and pretty much get right on. I think I waited 1 minute or something, and then here we are entering Dumbo.
It's not so busy over there.
No, it wasn't bad. Well, actually, the standby line, you could see, did have a bit of a line there.
I mean, also, I'm going to mention we went over to Epcot after this, and Epcot, there was no need for any Disney Genie Plus on that day.
Not at all.
There was almost no lines for anything, so that would have been not the best choice for the $15.
And honestly, here in the Magic Kingdom, if we had done things different, if you were able to walk your normal way that you probably could now, we would have just gone rope drop the park and done a bunch of rides that we really wanted to right away, and then we could have done these rides with minimal weight. So I mean, there were ways around all of this.
I can walk. I can definitely walk faster than I did that day, but I still can't pivot properly on my feet. So I still wouldn't be doing.
It was hard for you to get in and out of the vehicles.
I wouldn't be doing, definitely not Dumbo, and yes, and it would still be a little bit touchy on that.
So what do we say when we have this view? What do we say?
What a life. You essentially rode a lot of things you normally would not ride.
Yeah, it was very nice. It was quite relaxing. I had my own Dumbo. I was able to go on the top and record. It was very nice to be able to just go on a kind of busy day from ride to ride to ride without any wait. I mean, you walk right on most of these rides.
I mean, we live here. We're not on vacation, so it's really hard to say this is what somebody who's on a Disney vacation should do. If it was me, I'm more into going first thing in the morning and hitting whatever rides I want. If I want to ride anything, and then saving something like People Mover for a little later because the line is not usually too long.
Right. I would probably use it one day. If I was, let's say I'm going for a week, I would use it one day at the Magic Kingdom, certainly at Hollywood Studios, and I don't think I'd use it at the other two parks.
Like if Disneyland Paris did this, they have single rides only. But if Disneyland Paris did this, maybe we'd get it for a day.
Right.
And then go hit up the rides that we want. And otherwise, we would just, ride them in the morning. And like I said, I would do at the Magic Kingdom.
And now we're taking a look at the Barnstormer here. And you can see absolutely zero wait if you use the Lightning Lane. You just walk right in. And one thing that was kind of nice about this, I was able to get a closer look at the Tron construction because now they've put some trees up over there. So if you're not actually up elevated here in line, you can't see it as well as before.
I mean, it's nice to see the progression. Of course, it looks like we're going to see Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind probably a lot earlier than this. I'm not sure. We don't have any kind of a date for either Tron or the railroad.
Right. And here you go. Here, there's that new building.
Have no idea what that is. Yeah. I have no idea.
And I haven't seen anybody else know what that is either. So that's quite interesting. And, it's definitely coming
along. But, it'll be interesting to see if that's a late 2022 or maybe early 2023.
So it's 152 there, and I was able to make a Pirates for 245. And in the meantime, I came and joined you for a little snack at Starbucks.
I enjoyed my hour or so sitting there, with my feet.
I enjoyed that too.
My legs, my feet dangling off the chair was very good.
So they had to use the iPads here. The two machines weren't working, but I want you to see this. This is very interesting. They've changed the way that Fast Pass or Lightning Lane works now. You're seeing this line to the left that has the switchbacks. Of course, just like the old way, you're avoiding that. But you're going in a different door than we're used to. So it's much less of a wait before you actually get to the boat. And you'll see what I'm talking about. We're so used to going in those doors, those big giant doors over there.
And seeing the queue. And seeing the whole queue.
And then even there. But now, look at this. I bet you've never been in this door before. This looks like an emergency exit in the past. So it's taking you really right up. You're going to go up around the corner and you're in the main line to go on the boat. So it's much quicker than you've done in the past.
I mean, that wouldn't be bad as far as I've already seen the queue many times over the last 40 years.
Correct. And if it's the first and only time you're riding, maybe you would want to see the full queue.
And this is the first time I'm seeing the footage, but that's very interesting to see that. The one thing about
look how quick that you are here to tap in. You're right there.
The one thing about Disney Genie Plus is that Disney has said that it will never sell out, so they will keep selling them. So the more guests who are here in the park, you may not get on that quickly.
Right. That's a very good point. The more guests that are doing this, just like the old FastPass system, the more crowded it will be.
I mean, we waited a few minutes for Peter Pan. We've seen in the past during FastPass where there's even a longer line, for Peter Pan. So it'll be interesting. It's not only the length of the lines, but how long, it will be until your next reservation.
So while I was in Pirates, I was able to get the magic carpets of Aladdin with no wait whatsoever. Here we go. I'm tapping in. In this particular ride, there's only one tap, and I never really, I stopped walking for maybe 5 seconds, and I continued to go all the way in until I got on my magic carpet.
However, had you wanted to do something like Big Thunder, wasn't that an hour or two away?
Well, I did do Big Thunder next.
Oh, did you do?
Well, I didn't actually.
This is how much I know what.
I booked Big Thunder right after this. Even though we were going to go to Epcot, I just wanted to see what it was like, and then I canceled it so I could show you how you can cancel it.
But I mean, I think you told me when you came to meet me that it was like an hour or two away.
Right.
It was a little bit of a
It was
distance.
actually only 45 minutes.
Okay,
it was pretty good.
It wasn't a walk on like some of the smaller attractions.
The longest I waited between rides was for Pirates.
And Haunted Mansion, from the time that we first booked it, it was almost 2 hours.
Well, we could have booked it quicker. It was just we weren't going. We did that in the car, and we knew we were having breakfast.
Right, but I don't recall having an earlier time available.
So
but
here
that was
we are.
A good time.
This is, you know what? What a life! Once again, we're up on the carpets.
Yes,
Beautiful
it's
day.
Nice view.
And the best part, 0 wait.
Mm-hmm. And then I don't know how long Jungle Cruise. I'm very surprised Jungle Cruise instead of Space Mountain didn't end up being the second. It really should have been, because Jungle Cruise tends to have the longest wait in the Magic Kingdom. And it's like if you look at Disneyland Paris's paid for Fast Pass, Buzz Lightyear
yes.
is often the one that costs the most, like the most money because it's so popular.
So we talked about Big Thunder, and here we go. Big Thunder, I booked it at 3:15, and I could have ridden at 3:55. So that was not too bad.
That one is not bad. But, I wouldn't say, like, this was the first day, and I expect it's going to be, more time as time goes on.
And I don't know if you saw this when you went to Starbucks, but piano player.
Yeah, it's very nice to see them back. I was going to say, I heard, like, the last hitting the keys, and then I saw him walk away. That's
okay, so
all I saw.
Well, now you're able to see more of and I have it, I can show it to you later, but he's great, by the way. Mm-hmm. He's fantastic.
I'm just trying to think of the name of the piano player who was there for like 40 years, and I normally would know it. So, but I think he retired. So here we are these are the photo lenses.
1970, back in time.
Because I wasn't up for walking at this moment, I still took pictures, because this is what I found very interesting and enjoyable. I've never used filters ever, to my knowledge.
I like that they're building the
phone.
Castle, and yet here comes Tinkerbell
Yes.
on the parade route there.
And I tried to get Tinkerbell with it really good, but somebody kind of got in front of me. So there is the 25th anniversary castle, which I didn't really care for in person.
The Cakesel. I loved the Cakesel.
Oh, I didn't love it.
It was limited time magic.
But it's interesting to look back now. Like, when I look at it now, it's like, I can't believe the castle ever looked like that.
I was so happy to get my picture with the Cakesel again after 25 years.
And I don't know that I ever had my picture taken with it until now. And it's very interesting. Like, I walked around the hub while you were doing rides.
Well, what we're about to see is what you were doing. This is great. There is Peter Pan, and he matches even the Cakesel. I love that the parade is going by. This is my favorite.
There's Mickey.
You have a 50 and a 25. You're celebrating 2 iconic anniversaries in one photo. Now, poor Goofy here.
And Pluto.
I think Thanos has snapped him away. But
and then I took this picture with the I was enjoying this. Like,
and I was shocked that you did this. Like, all of a
Me
sudden,
too.
I'm getting a text of this, and you never do these kind of things. Hilarious with Aladdin.
I've never done selfie filters in my whole life.
This is quite a good look for you, this Ursula.
And
look.
I never do selfies, hardly ever. So it was really interesting. So there is.
Yeah, and we bought the popcorn. We couldn't resist buying the $20 Mickey popcorn bucket.
And I will say, and as we're looking at you as Maleficent, all that. I mean, the filters could get old fast because there's really not that many of them. But it was fun on this day, and I would still do a little bit more.
There's Mickey and Mickey. Mickey's kind of photobombing his own.
I was just trying to find
these are
fun.
all your fun testings that you did here.
And I would still do more. I tried to get Mickey to look like the genie, but it wasn't working. I don't know how it knows, but it didn't. It wouldn't do it. I like this one.
That's great. And now that we're at Epcot, we are able to change our Genie Plus to Epcot. So you can pick rides in Epcot, which was completely unnecessary because everything was like a less than 5-minute walk on.
I don't know about Soaring, but I wouldn't have been able to walk to Soaring anyway.
Well, let's take a look. So here, as you can see, we'll go to the next one.
There is a Grand Fiesta tour. Standby line was only 10 minutes.
5 minute for Figment, Living with the Land, 5 minutes. Space was only 25 minutes.
Mission Space.
And it was 4:56, and you could have got on Space at 5, so almost no. Now, there is the individual Lightning Lane. That's $9 on that day.
And we did talk about doing that. And you can see 20 minutes for Soarin'. So really,
no
reason to do anything. I was thinking about doing the individual Lightning Lane, but by the time we got over to France, my feet were done.
Well, we had a little stop here on the way, though. Before this was our little bonus stop that we found.
The Florida Blue Lounge, like, it's something you can book online. I don't remember the last day it does it, but it's next month.
The last day would be the last day for the festival. I asked. This is part of the Food and Wine Festival.
I actually didn't realize it was part of that.
Yep, I did ask.
At first, they weren't taking everybody. Like, there were only certain people, but now it seems like they said they were taking anybody.
And I want to mention this is in the Norway Pavilion in the former Akershus restaurant.
And so we had before going to the Creperie, which we did not know.
I did not even know we were definitely going to the Creperie.
No, we hadn't made that decision yet. We ended up getting, like I said, hors d'oeuvres.
This is delightful, actually.
It was really nice.
The hummus was quite good.
That sparkling water and it's really good. Really good.
I like the watermelon one.
I like the blueberry one. And then we got the baby Belle Groot, which was very nice. And
some nice vegetable. I mean, it's very healthy. And yes. Every bit of it, by the end, I was dipping my grapes in the hummus because we went through those the pretzels quick in the veggies.
We've said it's like our Club 33,
yeah,
right?
It is. Who needs Club 33 when you have this? Look at this beautiful view here, nicely air conditioned, and look at how ornate we're going to pan up, and you're going to see the beautiful chandelier up here. How nice.
We've really enjoyed. I mean, it's just going to be another 3 weeks or so that they're going to be open.
And they bring the food to you. They wheel a cart over to.
It's like being on a plane or something. They'll bring it to you.
Yeah, unbelievable. So that was quite the
sort of like going to get our booster shot yesterday. They wheeled the booster shot out to us, which they didn't do last time.
That is true. So after that nice appetizer, we headed over to the Creperie here in the France Pavilion.
La Creperie de Paris, which is. We had a fantastic meal here. We did not know if we would end up dining here. We got here. There's no reservation, so when we got here, there was no line, and
they took us right in.
Right, and you moved us. You had them move us over to area that's not as busy.
They put us in a very tight area, and I asked if we could have a booth, and absolutely no problem. If you look straight ahead against the wall, there's the booth that.
And nobody was ever behind us or in front of us. There was that one table, not too far away, but it was nice.
So I ended up getting the prefix menu, which you got a choice of a super salad, a glass of hard cider, and a what do they call it?
The galette.
Galette, and then a dessert crepe.
And I ended up getting just the galette we split the dessert crepe, and then I got 2 hard ciders, and you got 2 hard ciders.
Thank goodness that we did that, by the way, because it is a lot of food, especially after you go to the lounge right before.
It is a lot more food than I would have expected. We had the potato leek soup, so we split this.
And look at how hot. I mean, you could see the steam coming out of that soup. It was really good.
It was, and I'm not really a big potato leek soup fan, and I thought it had a very nice flavor to it. I like the vessel that it's in.
That same vessel is what the chefs de France used to use when I would get my lobster bisque.
I totally forgot. So we tried several different and we did pay totally for this, no discounts or anything, but because they weren't having any discounts.
Right.
And so we had a variety of several different hard ciders. The Brut was both of our favorites.
Yeah, absolutely.
Even though it says it's Brut, it's dry, but it also has a sweetness to it,
and
which you wouldn't expect.
The semi-brut, I think that's what they called it. That was a bit sweet for my taste.
And the rosé had a unusual flavor to me, so really the Brut is the one that I like. It's just a nice, crisp taste to it. So I got the ratatouille galette. And this is the second time I've had it.
You could see the steam again. I mean, it is served fresh, hot, right from the oven.
And what I love is, like, you have the lettuce on it, so it helps keep that steam. And plus, it's like a little surprise. Mm-hmm. And then you had this Savoyard with raclette cheese, caramelized onions, bacon, and really a lot of Bayonne ham on top, which is imported ham.
Excellent. This whole thing, this was delicious, absolutely delicious.
And
the cheese, the onion, everything worked so well. I will absolutely go back and get this again.
I would too. So like when we go back, we'd probably get almost the same meal. The crepe,
and I would be happy with that.
The crepe is a heartier crepe than the other one. The dessert one is extremely delicate.
This is a little crunchy on the outside and soft on the inside.
But it's also soft where it's soaking in. But I actually ended up eating all of mine, and then I was really full. Like, it doesn't look like a lot, but it's actually quite a bit if you eat it all, and it was delicious.
Yeah.
When I did a media event, I didn't have time to even be trying the rest of it. I just ate the insides. It was really good.
So our waitress talked us into getting some ice cream to go along with our dessert.
Well, it's only $2.95 for the artisan glass.
That is the best.
Extra ice
that
cream.
Is the best deal in the entire park, because usually that ice cream much more expensive, and it's phenomenal ice cream.
Well, really their best deal is the
the baguette.
Yeah, the baguette.
But this is a close second.
And they actually gave us 2 scoops, which I think they're only supposed to normally would give you 1. So I don't know what the normal size is.
We'll have to go back and find out.
And I would love to go back. The hazelnut chocolate, this is a gourmand, and there's a number of different dessert crepes. Individually, they would be $8.95, and the galette would be $15.95. But that menu it's almost like you get like a free drink if you do the menu.
Highly recommended. I had a fantastic experience.
And that hard cider you had a hard cider that came with that $33
That's
menu.
right. One came with it, and then I ordered a second one because I tried your Brut, and I liked the Brut much better than my Semi.
That was, it's funny because you have the Space 220. They're so different restaurants, but they have been 2 of my very favorite dining experiences lately. So different.
So strong and so solid.
But for food here, I was really impressed. Even better than when I did the little media event.
So on our way out, we stopped, of course, to look at the beautiful Spaceship Earth with all the various lighting package going on.
Beacon of Magic. And
Beacon of Magic.
I love it. This is one of my favorite. It might be my favorite thing of the 50th. I think it probably is.
And this is the view from the fountain. So, you have the soothing fountain behind you. You're sitting on there, and you just kind of look up, and you're so close. And it was just a very nice, relaxing view to kind of take in on our way out of Epcot.
Every time we go to Epcot at evening, I really love this. I don't think we're going to watch Harmonious a lot because there's so many guests, but, before and just after Harmonious to be able, and during, just to be able to watch Spaceship Earth to me is very relaxing.
Yeah, honestly, Harmonious is okay, but this is where it's at for me. I would prefer to have a relaxed, non-crowded place and watch this while Harmonious. Although during Harmonious, they turn this off to be part of the show, so it'd have to be right before
and right after. So we're just enjoying the Beacon of Magic.
Well, I left it running so we can sum up everything. This was a very long day. Again, you had that 2 injuries that you were overcoming.
Two sprained ankles, which actually was better than having. I hit a lot of areas, so it actually was better that I hurt both a little bit instead of one a lot.
So believe it or not, that is another show.
It is hard to believe that that's it.
So we want to thank our sponsor, MEI Travel and Mouse Fan Travel.
If you're looking to travel, especially to Walt Disney World, but also Disneyland holidays looks fantastic. Right now we're planned to go in January before it ends.
Catch the ending of Christmas at Disneyland.
And, also Disneyland Paris is going to have this huge new parade, Mickey's Dazzling Christmas Parade. Jody Daly designed the floats. It looks wonderful. It looks wonderful, and I can't wait for that. Honestly, they're not doing a ton more, to my knowledge, out there for the holidays, but that is a big thing. Of course, all of the characters and the tree lighting is actually part of the parade this time, and whatever else they do, but not like shows as much. So we'll see in a few weeks how that goes.
But before Christmas, we still have Halloween to get through this week. All sorts of things coming up. Anyway, thanks again for listening. Have a great week, and we'll see you all next week.
Have a great week, and is it Happy Halloween?
Happy Halloween!